and I can't think of two better casters to break it down. Bryson, take it away.
Thank you very much, Blaze. Yes, we are ready to get into this action. The London Royal Ravens against LAG. Kind of an interesting setup coming into this game. Obviously, the first seed of London have fallen already into the lower bracket. On the other side of it, though, pressure is on LAG.
It is very much on LAG, but they will take some confidence after the final week of our online stage. Them beating the London Royal Ravens in what was a peculiar game, a long game, it has to be said, but it was LAG who came out on top, the only team who could stop London during that online stage. And as I said, that should give them some confidence heading into this, but it was a very close game. Fingers crossed for the same kind of thing here, Brycey.
And it does. That's kind of the crazy thing, talking about these two teams. LAG don't win this game. That's the last we see of them in the CDL this year. So the pressure will be on them, and they've got to make sure they don't think about it too much. Just concentrate on beating London. For London, obviously redemption on the cards. They lost to Ultra yesterday. They got reverse swept. They were flying high before coming into this entire tournament, but took the first fall.
Well, let's see how things are going to go down. When we talk about Tuscan, it's been so strong for the Ravens all the way through the online stage. The hold percentage, though, is something we're going to have to talk about here for the side of LAG. First in hold, but 9th in break. London on the other side, first in break. So, for the side of LAG, rotations are paramount. The win is essential. The London Royal Ravens want to continue this tournament as the first seed. They want to get things done, and we're kicking it off with Tuscan to get into the game.
Well, let's see exactly where these two teams lie as they first head into P1. It's going to be mid-map control for LAG. Already, the Ravens will be here waiting and waiting, but Nero's going to get that first kill, but it will be traded out pretty quickly. The kills are going the way of LAG. You can see they're now trying to take Gizmo down, the last player alive.
Not too concerning, of course, just getting into the game, but Neptune warming up nice and early. There's 3. And if he can get going in this series, we know last time around that these two teams played up against each other, slashing with something like a 1.4. He's firing as well. Neptune will eventually go down. Good start for the side of LAG. They want to try and keep a hold of these spawns as best as they can. Huke with 3 in the middle. We catch the back end of that one. A really nice start for LAG. This will worry Ravens as they come out hot.
Yeah, that's exactly what they did want, especially with this first elimination game. Huke continuing that reign of terror mid-map. He's going to have 4, and you can see the rotation wants to come in from London as they pick up just a few seconds of scrap time. But nobody in position yet. Huke is now on 5.
Yeah, it's an early spree for the side of Huke. 5 in a row from him. Rotations here now for the side of LAG. Neptune can't find the second. Zero will eventually answer that question, but as said, rotation for the side of LAG, but the absolute specialty of London. We didn't see too much of it yesterday on the break point, but Nasty trying to find a way through. Can only be stopped by his own teammate's grenade, but really good start so far from LAG. Once they've gotten these hills, they've locked them down. London struggling to get any purchase yet.
They really haven't been able to make any kind of progress into this one, just losing the slaying game all over the map. And London, while they will probably try and not give them a perfect hold here, they have failed in every way they need to. The rotation will now be paramount. If London want to wade back into this game, it has to start at P3.
It's a bit of a 50-50 here as well. Spot's already there. Zero will get traded by Gizmo. Nasty will find an important kill up top, broken. But when it does come down to this hill specifically, London, the worst P3 team on the game. Average amount of time when teams are breaking this 22% of the time. London struggled to break it, only 9% themselves. They struggled to hold it as well. Let's see if they can do it here.
Well, here comes the Guerrillas. They're going to look to pinch this from every single direction. Neptune's going to find the first. He's looking for the second. Not in the position he thought he was going to be in. Nasty gets 2, Zero gets another one, and they clean them out. The London Royal Ravens hold now for the time they need.
And it was a very clean hold as well, which helps them. No silly respawns off in mid-map or over towards the brick side. Gunfight starting to come in though. Nasty will win that one mid-map. It's a good lockdown for London so far. It's only Slasher that can answer. And with 25 seconds remaining on this hill, the rotation is going to start coming on through. Gizmo may have slipped the net here just momentarily as Neptune fights for that scrap time. He'll have to take a step back and get rid of him. Gizmo eventually will find the kill. Scrap time towards the Ravens. Still lead though for LAG. These rotations have been so important all the way through. Whoever's been the first ones there, they've been locking down the majority.
I was going to say Afro's been a warrior for them recently, but couldn't find any purchase into Church. And with a great P3 under their belt, the London Royal Ravens will try and compound it, but right now they have nobody on that side of the map. Already going to try and push through. Huke gets one, but it's not going to be enough. The Ravens are here in force. They try to break this deadlock, already taking control of top Church. They are now flooding here in force. And it's going to be up to the Guerrillas to see if they can stop them, and they are in.
That's an 8 spree from Nasty all the way from the last hill. That's 9 in a row until he goes down. Slipped under the radar on that one, but nonetheless, Nasty with a hell of a game. Ali was gassing him up on the desk, and rightfully so. This man really, throughout the season, has started to develop his game and show the promise that we seen in challenges last year. 13-7 from him, 40 points though. Still the deficit here for the Ravens. They found a breakthrough towards the back. They've got the spawns under their control. It's the fit. Well, okay, I mean, I don't know what to say about that one. Spark will win the gunfight. Zero win another himself. But every single time we've seen these teams rotate, it seems that kills are locked in. Not this time though. Ravens do find a successful break. They're gonna have to do so again though over towards P5.
Well, Slasher's gonna hold this. The first engagement he has, reinforcements backing him up. And LAG currently have full control of this. You can see they're watching mid-map at the same time. The Ravens need to get bodies in there. Afro already making one, and somehow they break straight through. Huke trying to do the work. Gets two already, looking for the third! And Huke shut down the entire push from London Royal Ravens. They thought they had done the work, but Huke was there, and he keeps on going with his teammates.
My goodness me, Huke just holds it all on his own. This lead is beginning to grow. The streak here for Huke, 5th in a row, can't quite happen. Afro's there to answer, to maybe calm things down here for the side of the London Royal Ravens. Right now it's a 7-game win streak for them. LAG have lost it 4 times in a row. You would not think it by this scoreline so far.
Statistics sometimes don't matter when we get into the majors, and this may be the case. LAG looking a little bit different here as the rotation for P1 is about to come in. London are here.
And London need to start capitalizing on what has not been great breaking from the side of LAG throughout this map, and typically on this map against anybody. London need to start rotating maybe that little bit earlier. They sometimes rely too much on their break percentage. They're very good at doing so. They've struggled so far in this game though. Rotations are paramount. We said it time and time again. They're going to need to start waking up.
They're looking for it at the moment. London trying to hold it desperately, but LAG get everything but Nasty, and Nasty goes down to Slasher. And LAG are in. It's another 5 streak for them. London are feeling the pressure, but let's find out how they're feeling in the comms.
One corner, last guy. I don't see him, Nice. I'm in time. Help me. Full flash him. I'll go roll spawn. He's weak. I can't kill him. Nice. Go in on you. How are you one shot? Nice. I'll go early, okay? Yep. He's back left. One's back left. Listen, Clown Church get comms control. Are you back church? Here. Trying to help you top church. Can we back left field, maybe? Send him top church, nice. I'm here with you, nice, let's go. I'm hitting ramp. Okay, go. I'll fly up. He's back. Blue shot, dead. Nice. One D back. I pinch back. No, spawn him in the Nep's on the back. Come plat. And then low out, come right. He's plat, 100%. One shot time. There's two. One church, back left time. One church, push you. Ramp. I spawn the back. Ramp, one shot, spars, at the same time. One hit, ramp again. Ramp and plat. Plat's watching his pinch. You can push him. Shoot, dead. Plat, nice. Ramp now. End time, net. I'm watching top.
Well, it started off a little bit smooth for London, but it got frantic towards the end. They know they have to go and try to get to P2. They will get the scrap time, but LAG still lead. And as we switch to P3, let's find out how they are feeling with their own listening.
Look at mid-island. Look right if you need it too. Yeah, he works so well. I'm out left. There's two close. P5, they got time. You should be helping us by yourself. Yeah, nothing else one. Where'd you spawn? P5 dead. No, P5 on me. P5 on me. Nice, take it P5. It was Afro. Go top fire. Afro was here. Okay. Where? He's on me. P5. Left. Dead. He's crossing now. Nice. I'll give you left in mid now. Watch him in lane. I hear you. One got top green. Watch the fire. Top fire dead. I got left. You Afro. Okay. I'm playing my left. I'm just being annoying. First dead. Oh my god. I'm about to give the back. I'm looking back left. Mid-alley.
Wow, we're back on board. LAG are holding this. And this time the statistics were not in London's favor. They get the scrap time, but they've only broke that hill 9% of the time. And they are really far back now, LAG, in striking range of finishing it.
And that was so more crucial. Just keep an eye on the bottom left there, though. Slasher finds the grenade on Nasty. He gets no scrap time. The wherewithal for Slasher to think about that grenade back over to old as we rotate towards New. New is not went in their favor, though. Zero and Nasty inside the point. Slasher up top, inside a church, continuing where he left off against the side of the Royal Ravens. He's 22-12.
Well, had an absolute barnstormer last time, like a 1.4 onto this map, and he's doing it again. He's 21-12, and now it's up to London. They have to find a way in. They cannot give away even a second more than they need to. And again, LAG dominate, but Nasty finds two. He's looking for the third. He wants to go in, but no reinforcements for the trade. He gets taken down by Huke. And London are failing.
They're failing, but they get in for the scrap time. This deficit is not unachievable for the side of London Royal Ravens, but you need to nearly be perfect throughout the rest of Tuscan. Zero will find two. The break is very, very clean. It's going to have to be well and truly a clean rotation as well. Neptune look for this scrap time. He may well get it. 10 seconds remaining. It will go to LAG. Rotation to Ravens. But when we get over towards P5, LA Guerrillas, they're 20 points away from the win. London have some work to do.
No time for shaky aims, no time for shaky legs. London have to hold this in every speck of it. Already Gizmo gets one. Huke is breaking through. Zero gets another. They're holding him off just a bit now as Afro gets it. They make sure the spawn goes one way. And they have the opportunity to keep LAG on the back foot for P5.
And this is one of those scary moments in the game if you're LAG. You're close to it, but do not panic. London Royal Ravens still with 30 seconds left to go. They know they have to be perfect. Here comes the break. All three members of LAG who are around it fly through, and it's only momentarily Zero left in the point. He falls. Nobody from Ravens able to answer the question that Neptune has presented. LAG in the point, LAG in the lead. LAG 3 seconds away from map number 1. They lead the series.
Well, LAG, they hit it with 3 there at the very end. And there was no answer from London. The phone just kept on ringing as they walked in and took control. And this is looking already like LAG are determined not to bow out of this major.
And that's the first time London have lost Tuscan Hardpoint in their last 8 visits. 1-7 now. And that's going to be a disappointing one. They would have been heading into that. LAG were on a 4 losing spree. That, for me, that map loss for London Royal Ravens is potentially disastrous.
Yeah, it certainly is. And I'll tell you something, LAG, I think, it was one of those games where every single player did the job they needed to. We spoke about Huke early on, we spoke about Neptune. Spark was doing the work, and of course, we missed him a little bit, but Slasher 25 and 15 to end it. Slaying was paying today.
Yeah, very much was the MVP for the side of LAG. Last time around that these two played, every single map, I believe he was positive, maybe -1, and very much putting that slaying down. When it has come down to that overall KD we talked about in that Game Fuel's keys to victory, it's very much, if the LAG can keep up that slaying, they will find the wins. A 1.03 team KD, ranked 3rd overall. That from Huke as well. At that stage in the game, it's a 20 or 30 point lead for LAG. If that swings maybe the other way, it's such a different scenario heading into that second rotation.
And this was the problem for London. They just couldn't get it going. They could not win effectively on the trades that they needed to. And one of the players they usually expect to do well on Tuscan, probably going to be Zero, right, Tom?
Yeah, I mean, how much have we talked about it throughout stage 4? Zero has been just so consistent for the London Royal Ravens. We did not see that in map number 1 yet. And we often talked about it. Is it going to become a bit of a crutch? Do they need him to have these performances in the hard points to find the wins? He has been having these performances, but the question was asked, when he doesn't, what do they have in the locker? The answer was a loss by around 70 points to a team who are still yet to qualify for champs. It's a map that they would have expected to win, but the London Royal Ravens now find themselves trailing, and that is not a good scenario for them to be in. Considering the statistics heading into Tuscan, they would have looked at that one and thought, that's a banker for us.
Yeah, and that's the crazy thing about the major, right? There was a lot at stake for these two teams. One of the storylines for London, obviously, and it's kind of a negative one. I don't like to kind of bring these up, but obviously, first seed coming in, lost in a reverse sweep straight away in the first round. A loss here to LAG would mean they have the best record in the qualifier and go straight out of the competition.
And there's a real scare for them as well coming into this second map. We know how bad their control has been. That's 9 losses in a row.
Didn't want to get to that yet.
Yeah, I know, but it's a caveat when we do get to that. This Search and Destroy last time they played each other on was only a 6-5 to London. This could very feasibly go over towards the side of LAG, then you're heading into the mode that you haven't won since what feels like Christmas. That is not a good scenario to be in if you're London. You really did need this map number 1, give you that little bit of comfort. Yeah, okay, if you lose the control in the S&D, you know you've got another hard point coming up, etc., etc., etc. Didn't work out that way, though, and now it is a scary position.
It is. Now, from the negative of London to the positive LAG, we said before coming into this game, LAG need these points. We've spoken an awful lot about the bubble, and the threshold to get to champs currently sits at 160. This 10 points will obviously help LAG. They do not get to champs just by winning this game. They need at least one more, and for a few things to go their way. But the point has to be made. If they lose this game now, they are not only out of this tournament, they will not be going to the championship at the end of the season.
And I heard a couple of boos in here, actually. New York crowd, you really do need London to win this game, by the way. I would just like to point that out. If you are a New York fan, this is one of those ones you would have absolutely loved to see for the side of London go their way. You need LAG to not be in that kind of position. It's somebody else that can potentially be fighting for that spot. New York still, of course, in the best position they could be in terms of the position in the tournament. When it comes down to those points, it's still very precarious. They could win this event and not make it the champs.
They certainly could, and it's a horrible... So this actually reminds me of something I heard when we were kind of walking up to the casting desk. Obviously, London were getting warmed up on stage, and I don't know much about, you know, North American chants and stuff, but "Do it for the Queen," by the way, is not one of the things we say in England. It's just not something we say, but they were shouting it towards the London team, so at least some support for London in this game.
Of course. Well, here we go into Prolute Search and Destroy. Those first bloods for these teams. A big disparity, but when it comes down to the 4v3 success, it has been there for London, not so much for LAG. Let's see if they can get the job done here as we head into map number 2. I kind of feel like this is do or die for London based on their control. We need to see a good performance here. We need to see a win if London want to stay in the major here in New York.
They certainly do, and statistics are interesting on this map because yesterday London had a significant advantage against Ultra on it. Things like Bans had a 0.63, ended up with like 11 and 4. And obviously, we had Afro, who's been a highlight on Prolute. S&D did not have the best of games either. The first blood's already gone over to LAG. And London will now have to find their way through it, a man down.
Let's see if they can convert this into something, LAG.
Look at the stack.
It is a stack, but they've read it completely fine. Look at this. Are London going to be ready for it? We were curious if they're going to kind of play it the same way as Ultra did against London, because you want to stop that man inside of Gromma's. It's Afro to open things up for London. The Slasher will find another. Afro falls to 1 versus 3 for Nasty.
And down they go straight away. LAG open up proceedings, and that play call that came in, stack 8, either that's a VOD or just something they were going to put out round 1 regardless. But it worked out for them completely. The trades all went their way. They didn't really have to trade it too badly. They just won the gunfights.
As soon as Afro finds that one, in a normal situation, you would probably have 2 players around the site, gets inside of Gromma's, but gets traded pretty much straight away, just overwhelmed by the sheer force of what LAG brought to the site. 2 kills for Spot, 2 kills for Slasher. Slasher just, he's got the bit between his teeth at the moment, hasn't he? It's great to see Austin performing to the highest level once more. It's an air hit coming in here from the side of LAG. They really do thrive on their defense when it does come down to Prolute. Can they do something here on attack?
Oh, already, they're going to give it a little bit of information. London know that he's going to be there. There's a fight going on towards River. It has been traded down to a 3 versus 3. Bodies for LAG, but Afro gets the first one, looks for the second, and cuts down Slasher. And a reversal of the first round. London Royal Ravens walk away with this.
Better from Ravens there. LAG not playing into that same game plan that we seen from Ultra yesterday. We talked about it just before this broadcast between ourselves that Ultra is so good at playing that slow game, the grenades over as a team to try and find these picks. And that's really what broke London on this Prolute yesterday. They've looked really quite decent on this map when Afro is allowed to have those moments, just like that we've seen towards the end of round number 2. 2 in a row from him, 3 and 1 KD. If he can keep that up, London have got a good shout.
Now we're looking for this. We do know LAG. They very much play for that first pick. They're very, very good at it. You see already a little bit slow, trying to figure this one out. London looking for any opportunity or information that will give them an idea of where they need to apply this pressure. It may all come down to Nasty, who's up pretty far for them. We usually expect to see Afro maybe making this first move, but not at the moment.
Has to be careful as well. Nasty has the bomb, needs to make sure he finds this gunfight, although it's in a position that can be traded. Somebody's seen someone. Neptune goes for the challenge, and Nasty will find the kill. First blood for London. What can they do now with this 4v3?
Yeah, Nasty went into that gunfight weak as well. Obviously, the kind of the wall banging coming in from Zero brought him down, but LAG do not have players they want. Pressure needs to come in from London now. They are still burning time.
Oh, and Hook's going to check it. 35 seconds to go. Ravens need to start getting things into motion just a little bit. LAG have backed up and maybe allowed some of this control to go over towards the side of London. Afro trying to survive, and honestly, LAG just swamped the site once again.
Afro's in one though, he's going to find the first down, going to be looking for the second, he finds it as well! The clean snap, he's looking for the third. They want this down, and it's going to be slashed! Anything you can do, I can do better. The 2Ps back to back, first Afro, then Slash up. And LAG, the patience pays off.
And Slasher really didn't move from that spot in that scenario. He was just overwatched for his team. They get done over inside of Gromma's by Afro. But as soon as they go out into the site, because London have lingered for so long on this attack, they do not have the time to dot their I's and cross their T's, figure out where Slasher is. They've got to get that bomb down. They cannot. And he finds the 2 kills. 4 and 1 from Slasher. 5 and 2 from Afro. They're going toe-to-toe.
Now, again, the slow roll here from LAG. They'll be using all of their tacticals, all of their lethals to find a way forward. Right now you can see players like Spark keeping an eye over towards A, seeing if anybody pushes or comes out. The rest of LAG waiting for it. Nasty did not get hit there, so they don't know exactly where he is.
I don't think it was a very good stun, to be honest with you. Not much that found from that one. Grenades go over. Nothing to be talked about here from the side of LAG. Now for the Ravens, they've sat tight. And sat tight well. They haven't maybe overextended into anything. LAG playing this slow game now, 45 seconds remaining. Slasher's in trouble. Slasher's in trouble here. There should be another grenade coming over if they are available.
Oh, it doesn't look like London have everything, but it's about to kick off. Afro again, trying to hold the door. And he's trying to get away from it. He knows the pressure's coming towards him. They want that first pick, but time is turning down. LAG have given up so much control here for this one. They now have to move. They have to execute. They're coming through. It's going to be Afro with the first one. And stays alive. LAG, they've burnt the time. They do not have position. They do not have the players. Gizmo finds a second. Spark trying to do everything he can. But that bomb has to go down. They find Gizmo a 2 versus 2.
Has he got time to get around to the side? It's going to be very, very close. He got to go. He does have time. That bomb now going down. London are going to have to retake here. Spark's in trouble potentially as Nasty finds the kill.
Neptune.
So does Neptune 1v1.
Oh!
Zero's right in. As that bomb went down, the diffuse will come through. Zero aware of where the kill was coming in. And Neptune, thankfully for him, very, very weak. Couple of bullets go through. Back and forth, search and destroy. But LAG really took their time there and it nearly punished them.
Unbelievable, but I will say, great awareness. As soon as they got Gizmo down, he planted for the other side, he tried to get it. I think we saw Spard as well. I don't know how he lost that gunfight. But yeah, it's always nervous, because you make one wrong step, when the time is that low, you don't get the bomb down, you don't have time, the other team will capitalize. They will leave the gunfights and hide.
Defense going over towards both teams on 2 occasions so far. No one yet to break the walls that have been put up from either side. Now looking at this over towards B here, the side of London Royal Ravens can make something work.
Well, it's going to be Nasty maybe first forward. Gizmo opens the door. They're being very, very careful. It might be a push here coming in from LAG. They're going to try and flip the script onto this one. They know where these players are going to be. They find the first. Afro's gone down. Gizmo has to turn around. London have been slow. Gizmo's going to go over the top. Neptune's going to go down as well. It goes back down on a 3 versus 3. It's kicking off all over the cars. They fight tooth and nail to get it. Huke stays alive. Spark gets one more, and Zero's left alone somehow. I thought London had found a way forward, but he's stunned. He does not get the kill, and he's lonely on Bakaj, and down he goes.
Yeah, defense coming through once again. And what come through there, because LAG pushed through River, they find the first kill. They know Gizmo's in the room because that door is slightly ajar. He's then in a difficult spot. Gets aggressive, gets on the site, finds a kill, but London's slow to that second part of action where they've got to move forward, they've got to find those kills there because they were forced into it because of the River push that came through.
Yeah. You are completely correct there, Ton. The ineffective trades were solely because LAG were proactive.
Yes.
They pushed the tempo, they got into the position they wanted to be in, and London could not find the trades they needed. A bit of a wallbang coming through already. London maybe trying to force an issue, see if they can get a first blood. Oh, don't get a first blood that way. Here we go again, sneaky, sneaky.
It's a spot he likes to play though. LAG, have they maybe done their homework here on the London side? LAG going for that neutral setup once again. We've seen it work so well against the Ravens yesterday. Grenade going over towards back tank. I hate to tell you, there's nobody there. Are they going to be ready for Afro? They'll play in his typical spot. The answer is no. Homework not done. He'll find that first blood. London Royal Ravens now in a good spot. Who can't find the trade either? 7-4 from Afro. He'll continue His reign of terror inside of Gromars. Inside LAG, a lot of work to do.
Oh, Afro just throws a shoulder, stays alive. Another problem for Huke is he knows he's probably going to reach out here. He's already been stunned. LAG just slowly but surely losing a bit of map control, getting squeezed into this. Slash is going to try and make a kill. Going to find Nasty, but Afro takes him down as well. Far brings one back, and he's trying to stay alive and run for it. London Royal Ravens get another one back onto the board, and it is really a game of inches between these two. It is tense, it is tight, and they're fighting over a postage stamp in terms of map control every single time.
Yesterday, what we didn't see, I know I've mentioned it so many times, we did not see Afro offered the opportunities that he has been so far against LAG. Yesterday against Ultra, they didn't give him a sniff inside of Gromars. But LAG, they're really falling into his clutches here. We know what kind of game he can have. We are 6 rounds in, he's 9-4.
Oh, he's a slippery fish. Very difficult to pin him down. Maybe the catalyst for this round as well. London, change the script just a little bit. Gizmo goes for a little bit of a chow. Gonna find it as well. They can't have expected it. Nasty gets one. Gizmo tries to lay the beat down, but it will go to his teammates.
And this is the first good opportunity we've seen from a team to try and find an attack here on Prakash so far. Spartan needs to maybe try and find something to add to the 8-4. Can he make it 9? Not quite. Backs on down. Gizmo comes to the trade. Slasher left all on his own. He's done it once before, but this might be a tall order.
Oh, do they ignore him, or do they try and push the tempo? Gizmo's going to go for it and wins it. This is enough of this. We're not losing a 1 versus 3, and takes him down before he can do anything. London go into the lead there with that attack.
Second in defensive win percentage for the side of London. That's the first attack that we have seen dropped from either team, or defense, I should say, being dropped from either team. London Royal Ravens now to the defensive side, advantage immediately over towards them with the trend that this game has been going on. Gizmo, I believe, may have actually found all 4 there. Oh no, Nasty did definitely find one himself as well, didn't he? So yeah, good run from Gizmo either way. But LAG, can they answer back with something here? It's rarely a B site that comes through from LAG. I thought they were flirting with it for just a second, but maybe just looking for that little bit of info.
Someone didn't build this house very well. There's a gap under the door.
Hell of a draft in there, sure.
Well, it is now. The door's been kicked open. Neptune trying to find his way through. He suspects there'll probably be someone like Afro in here, but we can tell a little bit different. They are checking every single corner, every single alcove, and they're looking for the shot towards the back. Neptune hoping to find it. I'll tell you right now, London have sussed this out. They have figured out the game plan. We could be seeing Nasty and Zero in dominant positions.
Zero is going to get caught, but are they going to expect a second? That's the thing. They are not, as Nasty will find one. Gets out with his life as well. Immediate problem now for the side of LAG. What do you choose to do? Afro just alive and kicking in and around Gromar, still surviving. Huke in a good position as well. It's a bit of a topsy-turvy map now as Gizmo will get flanked himself. It's a 2 versus 3 for London.
Well, where do they go? Where do they go to find London?
Oh, Nasty's played this. Is he going to be able to find anything? Yeah. Shots coming through. They know he's here. Got snap on the spot. 2v2.
That bomb is going to go down. They're going to go for it as well. And now Afro's going to find a player onto the side. He finds it as well. She's Huke left. 1 versus 2. He finds the first. It's a snap for the second, but Nasty gets it. London win the 2 versus 3. They go up 5-3 now in this. But it was tense and it was tight.
LAG choose to mostly ignore that B site. Only 4 of the last now 43 rounds that they've went for that plant over towards B have worked out in their favor. LAG, the example shown there by the London defense that comes on through, a bit of a peculiar situation, but Nasty plays that one so wonderfully. Finds the kill, gets out by the hair on his chinny chin chin. Gets around, stays alive on the flank, and can find himself in an immediate position to then collapse over towards B. London Royal Ravens in the driving seat here on map number 2.
Where do they go? We did speak about it before this series. Realistically, nobody's got faith in London winning the control. S&D is vital. It's aggressive, it's aggressive. Neptune finds the first. He has reinforcements from his teammates, but he gets out of there after it. And they are looking for Huke. Trying to figure out exactly where he is. And that's a come back for us. Huke loses it. Trey gets 2. And now Neptune and Slash are trying to go through it. The aggressive play afterwards. It hasn't worked out for them. And the London Royal Ravens have just got to find Slasher.
He has been their nemesis somewhat throughout the series that they have went up against each other. Not so much in this search and destroy, but it was a perfect adaptation from London. They see the aggression coming in from LAG. They don't hit it fire with fire. They hit it fire against cover. They find themselves in a good spot over towards Barn. They can answer it, but maybe Slasher can do something here. It's a 1v2 now.
That first one's down. He has some time. And time might be the issue.
No shot.
Doesn't find it. Doesn't find it, unfortunately.
No info either.
Still don't think he figures out exactly where it is. Going to look for Afro as well. The few bullets coming through, but hey, peekaboo! And under Royal Ravens, they walk away with a win. Patience there coming in. Didn't move. Didn't worry about his teammate getting shot. And wait for the last second. Slasher had no idea he was waiting.
And a really good game out of the London Royal Ravens. As said, we were curious whether LAG will play the same game plan as Ultra did. Slow down, isolate Afro, do not let him find those kills, but they play it into his hands. Very, very well played. Afro finds the majority of the kills there, but London just solid across the board. They tie this series up, and that was so crucial for their major 4 hopes. And 11-5 from Afro is the story of that one. Smart had a good game on the other side at 10-7, but the 11-5 from Afro in those moments, inside of Grandma's, he was shutting down that push every single time.
You got to really feel for Slasher, by the way, in that 1 versus 2. He put the nade where he needed it to be.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Did not get the information. It did not hit. If it had hit, he would have played it differently and known that player was waiting for him. But he didn't get it. It must have been very, very close.
It must have just been the other side of the bomb. I mean, it's one of those moments here, and then you sort of think to yourself, well, I probably should have hit him, but well, what do we know? Either way, you're very, very correct. He finds that info, plays it differently. Unfortunate from Slasher there, but the damage was already done, and London control this series up pricey. Control coming up next, though, and we kind of probably know which way this one's going to go.
Well, we'll have to see. Only time will tell, but these two teams are tied. We will continue this series on the Control for map number 3. So much on the line. The #1 seed is fighting for survival in the lower bracket. LAG just plain fighting for survival in the CDL to make champs. They have to do this and go further. And anything can happen here at the major, and it frequently does. But first, we'll see you right after this.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by Mountain Dew and Zenny. Armor your eyes with Blocks gaming glasses starting at $24 by visiting zenny.com/CDL.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Call of Duty League. We are live here at Major 4 in what could only be described as the best looking venue we've seen in New York. But not just a great looking venue, a great looking bunch of fans and a great game lays before us. London and LAG are going toe-to-toe so far in this best of 5. It's 1-1 apiece. For LAG, the fight for survival all the way in the CDL, and for London, the #1 seed looking not to disappoint.
Yes, they are very much looking to not disappoint, and I don't know if that'll start yet. If I'm honest with you, Brycey, heading into control, the statistics are a little bit weird on this one. Of course, London 0-9 on their last control, 9 controls. I think that tells you everything you need to know. But LAG, notoriously, when it has come down to this Berlin map, have not looked the hottest either. So it's kind of the two bads. Did they make it good? I don't know. Is that the same? Who knows? Either way, it's not a good map for either two of these teams. Who's going to come out on top of it, though? We have really seen this be the swing map when London have been concerned. They seem to have been flying, soaring in the series. Control comes along and spoils their day. The rest of the series follows in the worst manner possible. And that's what happened up against LAG last time. At this moment in time, we're 1 apiece. Can LAG find a lead once more, or can Ravens break the duct when it comes to control? Let's find out.
Here comes the first initial push. At the moment, London just taking B, and Huke tries to get a little bit of work going. Hasn't worked out for them yet, and LAG a little bit hesitant to give up the positions they've already taken.
I'm really curious for the sideline when we get over the defensive side. They've worked on that side of things. Slasher, good gunfight coming in, and they're doing exactly what they need to do to defend this B side. Yes, the kills inside of it, or over towards B, are very, very important, but over towards the A side, look at the extension that comes in for an LAG. Forces London over towards the side of the map that Huke is already ready and waiting for. Let's see if he can find the kills. Yes, he can. Perfectly set up from the side of LAG. London in a bit of a tough spot.
Now, can they find their way across this map? B may be easy, but A is always difficult for these teams, and LAG putting them to the sword at the moment, putting them back into spawn. It's going to be a slow, long burn here for the London Royal Ravens. They need a recontrol ticket, they need to get around fire, they need to figure out a way to get some kills done.
It's a slow and steady race here. Afro Nasty will find 2 kills though, and that might open things up. Look at the concentration they've got on Spart here. Just that position that Spart plays. London need to get rid of them. They know that. Look at the bodies that they sent over in this direction. Rather than overextending towards fire, they do get rid of them. It's a bit of a reset on the map here, but London now have a little bit more control over their spawn to formulate, to find the foundations of an attack. Well, they did until they went 3 down.
And that was the issue. You've got to make waves of kills to get up to it. Unfortunately, if you're not making the kills, you're not going anywhere. You're just waving hello to the respawn screen, and Neptune gets 2. London are a little bit lost at this point. They need to find some trades. They need to break this setup here from LAG.
No way. Things got scary for a second there. Zero will find the kill over towards the side. Slasher ready and waiting. The ARs on the side of LAG have just been locking down pretty much everything here, but have they overextended? Not quite. Gizmo will be dealt with, but the spawn now comes in for Ravens over towards the tracks. A little bit more formulated of a push can come through. Things can get crazy.
This is big for the Ravens. It's huge. They've got to take control. They have the numbers. They're going to push massively now. But in comes it. Spart's going to be behind, and he's going to get the first one to Nasty. But the Ravens are in. They have managed to break the chokehold. Spart still finding kills, though. Zero coming under a lot of fire. He is weak. He has Afro with him, but down goes Afro. Zero still alive. Hopefully he gets a 2-piece. London remain in the point ton.
Yeah, but London are so much further away than the side of LAG, who are spawning up close and personal. Nasty, though, will try and cut off the head of the snake in terms of the reinforcements. Still here, still alive, and kick and store the rest of London. Every single one of their control games looks so one-sided for the other team. But the first round on the board. Is the tide suddenly changing, I wonder?
Well, LAG played great for 80% of that first round. The problem is, with a B tick, once you are in, if you stay in, it all changes. And LAG could not find the kills. Zero with the 2-piece. It forced them onto the back foot. They got through, and they walk away with the win.
And it was the 2 people from Zero, but ultimately clearing out the side of tracks. As soon as they've done that, they then have a little bit of purchase. They have 4 players pushing way through Ticket very, very quickly. And it works out for them. But look at this, speaking of players pushing through Ticket, LAG committing every single member on their way through to A. Afro has to hold tight.
Well, they're looking for him at the moment. LAG want the kills before that flank comes in. They're actually going to find one out towards the back. They're looking to execute it now. They're pushing bodies all the way through. He finds a second left. They're all going to be Neptune with 3. It's only going to be Zero left alive to try and get a pinch coming through as they force themselves into the hill. LAG get the first tick.
And he was the hero for the outside of LAG last time around as well. Gizmo will find a kill to answer back, but this has been so simple, so easy for the side of LAG. They cut through London like butter, and all of a sudden, B is ready and waiting. The Royal Ravens are floundering, and they got to hold on to this somehow.
Neptune has just gone berserk to reset this. And now it's a hard job for the Ravens. Can they somehow hold off on B against LAG? And at the moment, they are not doing everything they need to. Neptune gets another kill. Spart's on a 5 streak as well. And LAG, they lost the last round, but they have already put themselves in a fantastic position for this one.
Yeah, London on a lucky day win their first attack as well, because this is very much looking like an attack over towards the side of LAG. That might just secure it as well, unless Gizmo can pull off a miracle. It's not going to happen. LAG inside the point. That will surely be that. London, can you get there just about time? Maybe Afro can slow it down. But the damage was maybe already done. It's still not locked in yet. All of a sudden, London find the kills. They can put that back down now, but LAG spawning quite far away. Can they find these extra wave of kills that they now need to find?
Not a step back. A bowing of the spine. Nothing here for London. They have to be great. They have to be better than that. They have to be perfect. And Nero gets two! Nero gets another! Huke does find one at the point, but Gizmo clears him out. It's another wipe. And LAG will have to reset, rethink. They've done so much hard work. 5 out of the 6 ticks they need for this.
Oh, that kill could have come through for Afro. Would have been massive. Sitting at 3 and 12. The SMG player, the Enigma on the side of London Royal Ravens. He has not been able to get things going. So far, good, so good for the ARs though, as Afro will find more. Sasha will trade this one out. LAG do not need a lot here. If Ravens hold on to this, it will be huge for them. But it's going to be so difficult. Another push is coming.
Nasty gets one though. They're still holding them off. They're trying to keep LAG on the back foot. They're staggering them. Nasty's going to be here. He wins the gunfight against Spart. They're winning every single gunfight. Gizmo gets another. LAG have 5 ticks, but they cannot find the last. Any break will do.
It just takes one moment, as we've seen in the attacking round for the side of London as well. They are still holding on. 5 spree for Nasty, 4 for Gizmo. They've been lighting it up over towards the B side. LAG have not had a sniff since London got in.
And they're doing it again. London Royal Ravens, 0 and 6 on control, but they're going to be in as well. Nasty gets one, Gizmo gets another. And they're foundering. LAG, where have you gone?
Here they come. Neptune's going to find one through the front door. Which way the kill's going to go? Spar will find a purchase in. 0 at the kill. Huke the last one there to 1v1. The Afro will win. And London will close out.
Flash is in. Oh, he's not even in. I thought maybe, but no. London Royal Ravens. We all sold them down the river. We all said control is a weakness.
I mean, how did he lose A so easily, but hold on to B? What do you mean? I don't understand it. Out of everything, out of every point that you talk about on control, out of every single site, that is the one that is forgoed so quickly. And on top of that, Gizmo now with streaks available. Ravens are in prime spot here in the control in map number 3.
They just held it so well in the end, and it's going to really boost the morale of London. Just streak after streak, 0 continuing to rain terror.
And he's ready for it this time, because we've seen LAG overextend that way down that side of the map. He's playing a defensive role in an attacking round. Nasty will find 2 there as well. London, plenty of map control. London looking to lock B in. They don't have LAG members in their spawn either. Afro though, he's in the spawn of LAG. He gets taken down himself, and the kills will flow through for the side of the LA Guerrillas. But damage is done. B is taken. 2 minutes and 17 seconds to push towards A.
Well, can they end this? That is going to be the question. Neptune running around, eventually looking for the player who knows he's going to be up top. P2 does find him. And this is where it does slow down a bit usually. It happened in the very first round. London just trying to make their way across, and they didn't get anything to the last little bits of the game. However, just touching A, putting LAG all over the place. Nasty's trying to be a playmaker here. He's all alone, but if he finds something, London will push it.
He gets taken down by Spot. Good kills from Neptune as well. 5 spree for him. A glide bomb would help you out. It's probably the least useful thing when it does come down to Berlin, but it's never a bad thing to have. LAG's still in a good spot here. But can close out this defense. They were so close to doing so in that attacking round previously. They have a chance. 4 spree for Huke as well.
Yeah, he's punching them. He's trying to keep them on the back foot. Huge streaks all over the place for LAG. They really do not want to give London even a single opportunity to get through this. Huke is just pushing all the way through, and he keeps finding it. 6 now for Huke.
Finding his moments here and there. It's been a good hold so far from the side of LAG. The spawn over towards Doc side will start to come through for the London Royal Ravens. It's gonna have to be a fire hit. But that previous attacking round that Ravens had, they found nothing until the final few moments. As this stack over towards this side gonna be the thing that bears fruit for them.
Well, Ravens have committed. They've gone all the way through Plaid, all the way through the back here. They're going to get into it. There's only one player going to be left. It's Huke. He's been so good so far, but down he goes. And London have found their way through.
Do they know Spot is there? Spot's going to have to try and kill him more as he gets taken down. It's everybody through the front door for LAG.
London are in. How on earth LAG let us happen again? Zero in the sight. Gets another one slapped and trying to fire back. Spot gets one. One player left. It's Afro. In comes the glide from Gizmo trying to get through it. It's going to be a gunfight in there. And Gizmo goes down. Gizmo gets the point. But it's not enough. London have been rebuffed by the tiniest of margins. LAG hold.
And the thing is that for Gizmo, he's inside the point to try and help his team out. Once that glide bomb is gliding into the map, he is completely useless for the squad. LAG push up, they find the kills, they wipe them out. Yes, okay, the glide bomb comes through, it will find that kill, but London still have another chance here.
And they're going for it. They're trying to push one through. Nasty's going to try and find his first kill. He does, but his teammates have already gone. The second is not going to be enough. The trade, Zero can't get it. He has to fire in 2 different directions. Neptune finds a 2-piece. And 11 seconds and 4 lives. London are not going to take this round.
Yeah, LAG, once again, solid throughout the majority of the round there. But it is these small moments where London will find a breakthrough. It's quintessential control, though. You have to be perfect all the way through the round. LAG do get the job done eventually, but it was not as clean as they would have hoped.
Well. LAG hold, but it's not the holding that matters. It's going to be the attack. Can they find it? Kind of interesting at the moment. Afro not having the most fun game he could possibly have. They might be able to put it to bed here. Can they stop LAG, who had a fantastic attack last time, but could not push the ball over the finish line? It all rests on this.
London setting up heavy over towards it, so it's an easy take here for the side of LAG as they will now find this push through. Zero over towards the Dock side, will get taken down immediately. Afro trying his best to try and get heated on this map when it comes down to Berlin, though it's sometimes difficult. Unless you're in and amongst these points, trying to defend as best as you can like this. These are the moments where he can thrive. He hasn't been given the opportunity so far. I mean, wake up, Spot. He's behind you, bro.
That's a really crafty angle to play. Everybody's always looking up the stairs for that player, and Afro stays alive for it. He will now be trying to do what Huke did last round. Get kills, be a nuisance, keep sticking and moving.
Much better. Force spree for him will stay on board. But look at this attack from LAG. Is B maybe just the bluff that is in place here for the position over towards A. Neptune will find 2 as well. That could be massive for opening things up. Is now Huke is going to get a position over towards A. LAG inside both points. Nasty needs to stay alive here, but he's got players coming behind him through the front door. Though Gizmo will find 1. London Royal Ravens finding a way in and finding a way to break it. Spot still alive and kicking Gizmo. Can he answer back?
Wait.
He cannot. LAG in a good position.
They found their way through. They're going to be in. The glide bomb is in. Huke gets the first one. LAG have managed to get this locked in. Sparks just furiously firing everywhere. Zero gets a kill as well. London are trying to get into it. LAG holding on desperately. Neptune playing the platform, gets another kill. Huke gets one more. They're still in it. The second tick has come in for B. And it's a worry for London. They're losing this again. And slowly but surely they give it up. They are.
They've given it up completely. They're pushing over towards B, say we can do it once, let's do it again. But they don't have time on either side. A is now gone. B is going as well. London have to get there. They have to get there fast. Afro inside the point. Not going to happen. Round number 5 we go.
LAG, really interesting play for them on that control, trying to bait out B as much as possible until they got the players into A.
They basically captured A with 2 players there. They were just holding from this side. London giving up completely.
What's worse is it wasn't even really too bad. They left 1 player in the hill. It is glacially slow when you have 1 player in the point. And they were like, no, Neptune, just keep taking them off the spawn. The rest of our team will back you up. And we'll just take both at once. So it comes down to this, the defense this time for LAG. For the London Royal Ravens, who've done so much so far, could potentially be staring down another control loss, but Afro opens the proceedings.
The thing is here, for the side of LAG, their defenses have looked solid for the most part. But it's been sparing moments here and there when the bean opens up. Zero will hold down the ticket side. And that's now not so much of a worry for the side of London, who can now start pushing up. Neptune's still in here, so they'll have to get rid of him. But Zero inside the point.
Zero going to continue to try slaying, eventually goes down, cannot finish his dinner. But we've seen this before. London take B. LAG cannot blink, they cannot allow them to get through once again.
It just takes one moment when it comes down to control for these attacking teams. Neptune will be dealt with in mid-map. They could do with getting rid of Spot. He's going to find the kill on Afro. There's a big gunfight going on over there between himself and Nasty. Nasty will find him. Sorry, it was Zero, but nonetheless. Control now for the Ravens. But you see what LAG do immediately. As soon as they get some sort of purchase inside of it, they move forward, they get more about control. They find the kills as well. London in a tough spot.
Afro. Keep an eye, he's going to try and break this. He's going for the hero playing a ticket and cut down instantly.
Like a book.
And all falls quiet on Berlin. Take a breath and figure this out. London are trying to decode this puzzle. They know they have the time to slow roll this a little bit more. The first kind of trades come in. They're fighting for ticket control here, London, but it's so close. Huke almost tries to do something for them, but now London are moving.
The second wave is what's important, though. They will get LAG out of their spawn. Gizmo will find the kill on the spot, and all of a sudden LAG have got no other choice than to turn up in the sight and just hold on tight.
Huke makes a huge kill there towards the back. It holds them down. Nasty takes a grenade to the face. A stun as well. Spark gets another kill.
Minute to go.
London have control of ticket, but they are being outgunned as Huke jumps straight past. Zero's going to try and make a play. Can he find the kill? He has to. He has to get this kill here to divide the attention of LAG, to pull them apart. Afro finds one in ticket as well.
Kills are so important now for the side of London. Spot has been caught with his pants down. Zero inside the point. LAG didn't know where he was. Huke will find one to maybe just ease some of that pressure, but London are inside the point. LAG have to do something about this.
Well, eventually they're going to have to move towards it as well. As kills are going to come through. Huke's already jumped straight into it, but it's just a bit of a flail. He's not into it. London are in. They're going to find a Neptune trying to just hold it up for him as well as he sprays in every direction. It's going to be Afro that gets it, and they're just piling in as Afro gets a second. And tick is ticking down, and London Royal Ravens look to break a losing streak of 0 and 6 here on the control when they need it the most. They take down LAG, and 0 and 6 may be the number. But the 3 and 2 in the control means more.
One in 10. But that 10th game of control might be the most important one that we've seen from the London Royal Ravens. It was crazy all the way through. Both teams seemed to be holding, then all of a sudden crumble. And it happened to both squads, but LAG are the ones found themselves 2-0 down. But the round that is going to make the difference for me is the one where LAG found A, but could not get a hold of B for the love nor money price. Crazy hold from Ravens in that round. They may well have let that 2-0 lead slip, but they get it done in round number 5.
They certainly do, and I'm going to highlight one of the plays that we will probably see in this package. We spoke about Zero. We said, can he find a kill when he hit double stairs? It will make LAG panic, and panic they did. Afro finds the first control in ticket. Zero finds one on the flank. At that point, LAG didn't know whether to stay ticket and try to slay out or go back to the hill. In the end, they did neither effectively. And London waltzed in, Afro hit a 2-piece, and the game was done.
And the thing is, though, even when Zero finds that kill on the flank, the positioning from LAG was still fine. But as you said, it's that panic that it creates. Neptune and Huke both on the flank. Afro deals with them both. We talked about him having a very, very poor map by his standards. It's seriously poor map by his standards. But he steps it up when he needs to. Those 2 kills towards the end, woefully crucial for the side of the London Royal Ravens. And as said, they will find their first control win out of the last 10 series that they have played. And now find themselves in the lead. What a crazy, crazy game.
Slasher got completely deleted there by Afro as well. Yeah, just a break, just an opportunity to jump into that point, and London swarmed over it. They made the plays, they stayed patient. They said, take a breath, figure it out. Zero got round, and LAG fell apart.
Oh my goodness. We stay on Berlin for map number 4, but having a look at the tail of the tape so far, 250 to 189 for the side of LAG on Tuscan. But it's back-to-back maps for London. My goodness me. That control though, how many times have we said it that it was just pretty much a banker for the other team. They're looking fantastic, but 3-2 win creates a different story now for this game. We were all talking about in the green room. We've seen the maps coming up. Me and Lando were discussing it, which way we think it's going to go. And we're like, well, okay, well, LAG are going to win the control. So how are London going to win these other 3 maps out of 4? Well, the control is done. They find the win. They now have 2 more maps to secure their journey, continuing here in New York. But for LAG, it's dire straits.
Yeah, potential heartbreak for them. Obviously, we highlight certain plays that come through, the things like being able to hold. When London lost that first site, then they somehow hold what is considered by most to be the more difficult site to get into, and they just kept putting LAG back and back and back. And the truth is, if that makes the difference, if that control ends up being a deciding factor in this game, and LAG go out of the tournament here, they are going to remember it for quite a long time. But while we're talking about bad things, let's talk about something great, the scuff play of the game. And it's going to be this kill right here. We highlighted it, and this play, keep an eye on what happens in Ticket. London execute. And LAG don't know exactly where to go for it. They don't have plat control anymore. They know they have to make something. Huke is looking for player's ticket. He has to get towards the point. His back is open as well. He flails, he jumps in and tries to make a hero play. And this is the chaos that came through. Neptune going for the spray as well. And you can see the fluster on LAG. They know they need a hero play, but none arrives.
It's the kill from Afro on the slasher for me. That was ridiculous from his side. But we mentioned it so many times. Look at him. He's had a terrible, terrible game, but finds, I think, 4 kills in those final moments. It makes the difference for the side of London. And that's all it takes sometimes.
It is, especially on Berlin control. But does this end here, Tan? Does this end on map number 4? Do we say goodbye to LAG? Or do we go all the way to a map number 5? I don't know.
I really don't know. I really do not know. But this man's spot on your screen. We remember Major 2 very, very well. His family and supporting cast there once again. Could it be another miracle run for the side of LAG? It's the kind of result they need to put themselves in a good spot for champs.
It is. It is. The pressure will be mounting, and we've spoken about it before. These players are human. Their entire season now rests on what could be this next map for LAG. It's not just crashing out of Major 4. They are outside the threshold for champs. They need this win, they need another win, and they need a little bit of luck. But first, they have to get this win.
They need it very, very badly. Every one of those teams who are in those spots, they need to find themselves in top 8, have been performing. But for a side of London, pretty much safe. They still want to continue their journey here. But for LAG, does it end on Berlin? Hard point we're moving into for map number 4. And it's a real precarious one. Last 2 times these teams have met, or last time I should say that these teams met, it was an LAG map. Can the job go the way of LAG to force us to a map number 5? Or do London clutch it up once again?
We will find out. So much on the line for London. It's just a move forward in a Major 4. For LAG, it's everything.
So keep an eye on this one. LAG, they struggle to hold when it comes down to Berlin. London, love a break. First in break percentage. LAG, 10th in hold percentage. They're going to have to find some sort of resolution the side of LA Guerrillas if they want to find a win here. Well,
Fortunately for LAG, they start on the preferred side, and Huke tries to find that first kill, but will be traded out. And you spoke about break percentage, and they've done it already. London waltz straight in at P1.
keep an eye on this rotation that's going to be coming in 30 seconds time. If London are the first ones there, if they win the rotation, they usually outscore by 28 points, so that could be massive. Let's see if LA Guerrillas are going to rotate early to stop that from happening, but these kills over towards P1 eventually are going to fall the weight of London. That's 13 seconds of extra time going their way. Gizmo's already in the point over towards P2, but LAG are going to answer back. They'll be there for the rotation.
They've got bodies. They are in a better position. Afro's not going to stay alive. He is going to go down. Zero's going to try and hold down dog control, allow his teammates to get into position as well. Pre-aim, ready and waiting. For the moment, LAG are not giving him any opportunities to actually make a point.
Push coming through here from London. Can they find a way through? The hold is what LAG have been struggling with, and maybe struggling again. Neptune with 2 though. It's 3 in a row from him that will eventually find the hold. This is good time now for the side of LAG. Look where London are spawning as well, but looking nasty already on that rotation. Finds Slasher. He's going to be a thorn in the side of LA Guerrillas as we start talking about P3. Still 25 seconds remaining here on P2 though, and Neptune is lighting it up. 5 in a row, 6 as well. Can't find the 7th. London will eventually break on through with that rotation over towards P3. The spawns belong to LAG.
They need this. You can see they're already setting up for it. They're happy to give away the scrap time. Slasher is going to try and make kills as London exit. Kismet finds the first. Huke eventually going to take down Afro before he can do anything towards Plat. It's a long way now for London. At the moment, LAG sitting pretty. Not a lot of pressure coming for them. You can see London are prioritizing dockside. They want to find this first pick.
See if they can. The theory for London on their breaks is find the kill and everybody fly. We talked about at the beginning of the season, we asked the coaching staff how are they so successful at doing so. No more successful than they are on Berlin. They found a free road up down the side of docks, and now they're trying to find a breakthrough. Nasty will find one. Where are the rest of the team? They're flying. That's the answer. It's 3 down. The only one who can answer back potentially for the side of LAG is Huke.
They do it. They take these points away from them, but it will be LAG that try and roll this dice one more time. Neptune again, making the push forward. Afro's going to try and get it back at the same time. Doesn't need to. His teammates have cleaned it out already. So now it's off to the races. They'll be going all the way through, and he sees a foot and says, all right, Bart. I see those ankles. I'm going to have a little chomp on them and keep on moving.
Bit of control over towards the back here for London, but LAG are here in numbers. This is the kind of break that you want. Not all pushing through. Ticket, the kill starting to come on through, and LAG can they hold on to this hill. It's a very tight game so far. Rotations for the most part have belonged to LAG, but the breaks are there for London. Not this time around though, the hold strong.
Huke managed to get these kills. Holding down Trainside now, the rest of LAG forming up around him. Just holding off the pressure from London, who are hesitant to commit full force to this. Nasty eventually gets a kill, but it is traded out. And it's a good amount of time now for LAG. London, a little bit more hesitant to commit to this. They are trying to hold P1 and P5.
Yeah, it's been a really difficult break so far, but a really good hold by the side of LAG. And not doing it on typically one of the hills that you would associate with a lot of time, but as the year has gone on, P4 has become a little bit more efficient for these squads. Huke's trying to survive, can't find the 6th. Afro will eventually find one through the front door, and London will start thinking about P5, but look at that rotation coming in from Neptune in the top left corner of your minimap. Big gunfight potentially going to go on over there. Neptune will win it via control for the side of LAG.
This is the entire reason London did not commit everything to train. They did not want to give away any spawns. You can even see now they're just kicking out platform at P1. They don't want to give anything for this one. A soak coming in from LAG. They're taking this time. They've just spawned Street as well. It is all going their way.
That was a really, really nice hold over towards P4. LAG taking nearly every single second, it felt like. And a lead of around 40 points is built up out of kind of nothing. It felt like London were the ones fighting the important moments, but here and then, LAG have been chipping away at that time just a little bit more efficiently. Holds now trying to come in for both teams over towards P5, but it is going to be London with the fireside spawns and Afro up top. Has to drop down low, a little bit weak, trying to hold on to as much time as they possibly can. They want to close the gap before we give it up towards P1 in 10 seconds time.
Slasher and Neptune get a few. They're trying to get the scrap time, but they'll be looking for ticket control and to try and push this tempo now. They know P1 is going to be money.
Big kill. That's a big kill from Spa. Now they can maybe try and push up through ticket. Gizmo staying alive would be a little bit awkward for LAG. They'll find the kill there, but keep an eye on the flank as well. Huke's coming around.
Oh, it's a big play from Huke. He already gets that first one down. Nasty, though, managed to stop him. Spark going to be in problem. Neptune also going to be here. They try to get through it. Afro dives down to get the kill. Doesn't manage for it. And Nasty now coming under so much pressure. He knows they're all surrounded. Slasher gets it. It's the break from LAG. And it's still all LAG. It's still them. They're still holding the majority of this time. Nero tries to contest, but they know he's here. The wallbang comes instantly through as they dive through the windows. And LAG continue to hold here. Afro can maybe make a hero play, but there are too many bodies against him, surely.
London may just chalk this one up and head over towards P2. I mentioned at the top of this map that when they do get over there, they are outscoring opponents heavily. Now, they're #1 team when it comes down to this hill. They are very much going to be there all on their own, but Neptune sitting at 20 and 11. Can he be the one to maybe be the catalyst for the side of LAG to find a break here? London are in, London are locked in tight.
Where do LAG find the break? Where do they find the gap? Kismet already takes down one. Slasher looking to try and find this player. He knows he's going to be docked. Eventually gives it up, goes towards the point that's been called out, and he says, all right, Afro, I've got my pre-aim locked in. LAG through. Gizmo trying to just make sure they don't get any points onto it. Stick and move.
Gizmo trying to find that kill over towards Dockside, will do so. Staying alive, if only momentarily. Spot will find one, can't find the second. Zero will be there, big gunfight the outside. The pistol chal from Spot.
And it's a bit of back and forth on this point. Most important thing now, with time ticking down, is going to be this rotation. LAG have it, London do not. At the moment, don't even have the points on the hill.
That's good time here for LAG. London makes some good time on that hill as well, though. They have definitely closed that gap. But this rotation over towards P3, last time around, was fruitful for the side of the Royal Ravens. They found a breakthrough. Can they do so again? They have to get past Spark first down the outside. And this time, Slasher is ready and waiting. There will not be so much of an open door for London Royal Ravens down that side of the map this time, but they're going to be pushing through plot.
They have to. They've got to break. Afro's already managed to get into it. They're now fighting from the bad side. London have found a few kills, but the trade's still not going their way. LAG shut it down. The points here are huge for LAG. They are moving further and further into the lead. They are clawing their way to the end of this game, taking it to a map #5. London will try to break again.
They're trying to find a way through, maybe through Gizmo and Zero down the outside. Inside the fire we go, and the thing is for London now, the deficit is at that point where you need a challenge for every single kill, for every single point. But Spot and Slasher combine. Huke's already up to the races, and what was a thoroughly beneficial hill for the side of LAG over towards P4. Can they get here first this time? Huke will eventually fall. London will lock it in, but it is an 80-point lead for the side of LAG. They are wanting to force this map #5 as Spot finds another towards the back.
Well, for London, it's about soaking time on train. It's not the easiest thing to do. You can already see LAG. They'll be fighting around this point just to defend as many points as they can, but London hold firm. LAG are going to take this a little bit slower. Their objective really is not to try and soak the majority of this time. It is to stop London getting a lot of time back.
Slasher finds a gunfight onto Nasty. This time it's been soaked up. It's a big kill from Huke, though. The break may come, but Zero, Gizmo combining well. As Gizmo will find a second. London hold on. This is crucial time for them. 25 points remaining on this hill. This will put them within, well, it's kind of touching distance if they can get it. This has been a full hold over towards P4. It's similar to what we've seen from LAG last time. But can London continue to close this gap? They've done so well over towards P4.
They're making the play for P1. They're already here. Nasty's eventually going to go down. Huke does find him. This is all the fight they need. Afro looking to flip it.
They flipped it.
If you're LAG, soak P5. If you are London, stop them doing it and hold P1. For LAG, they have to hold this. They need to take it to a map #5. They're already against one. They're looking to push into it. Slasher, he's fighting around this position from both teams. They do not want to commit and throw this in the bin.
Spawn there for Neptune inside of fire. He finds the kill round behind onto Zero. But the hold from Ravens, the spawn's still there from LAG. They've got the spawns they want. But this fight over towards P5 seems to be going the way of LAG. 20 points away. They've got the spawns for P1 they want. We go there in 25. But London have got everything to do.
LAG have played this very well. They have put the pressure onto London.
Big kills.
They have soaked every second they can, and London keep having a chow. They have not been able to fight for spawns. 15 seconds left for LAG to take it to map #5, and it ticks down as Huke finds 2. And he is just playing them like a fiddle while Rome is burning as he finds the 4th, but not quite. Eventually it's got through, but London are trying to flip this. P1 is in their hands, but time is not. Neptune is in, they're flooding through platform. LAG are trying to take it to a map 5, and they've done it. They are still alive at the major.
A wonderful hold after wonderful hold from the side of LAG. Gets the job done. The spawn comes in from Neptune over towards Fire, towards the end of that P5 hold, and they lock it down from there. They stop London getting any time. They have the P1 rotation. London are flabbing, can't get in. We have them at number 5.
Oh, we do. We speak about pressure, we speak about the moment. And LAG rose to it this time. They looked in control for a good portion of that game. Neptune started off strong, and the rest of the team eventually rose to meet him, going pretty neutral all the way through, but the rotations, that pressure on P5 and P1, that they were very, very good at it.
And both teams had a really good stronghold over towards P4. But I want to say that the difference was in that one in particular, when LAG already had that lead, that P3 hold was instrumental to their win. London Royal Ravens are going about it maybe the different way that we thought that they would. Both hard points over towards LAG is not something we expected. But heading into a Tuscan Search and Destroy, some way, somehow, we have found ourselves in a map number 5, Tuscan, to finish things off. And it's just map 5 after map 5 after map 5. The guys making the schedules backstage are losing their minds. They're running out of hair at this stage because of how close everything is towards the end of the season. Major number 4 has not disappointed so far.
Yeah, you are right. I think the statistic is actually ridiculous when it comes to best of 5 between all of these teams. But one thing about it, it's always glorious to find out how it is going to end. And end it will. Will it be the Ravens moving forward, continuing to try and regain from that number 1 seed loss? Or will it be LAG fighting every step of the way for the points they oh so desperately need to get to the championship at the end of the season? There's only one way to tell. It's map 5. We'll see you right after this.
The Call of Duty League is brought to you by TeamSpeak, the official communication partner of the Call of Duty League. And AimLab, official first-person training partner of the Call of Duty League. Unleash your potential.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the major here for the Call of Duty League. It is time for another map 5. I would say they're rare, but they're really not at the moment. They are still very, very important. These two teams have fought all the way to this point. One map decides their fate at the major. It's an elimination S&D for London from the tournament while being #1 seed, from LAG, from everything.
It's not good for the side of London, though, when we look at the statistics. And also just to mention what you said there about map number 5s. 13 of the last 16 series that we've had in the CDL on Vanguard have went to a map number 5. We find ourselves here once again. Which way does this one go, though? The statistics do not lie with the side of London Royal Ravens. They may well have found themselves a control, but S&D on Tuscan, what we're diving into in just a second, has not been good for them. 0-4 over the stage on this map in particular. The last team they lost to was LAG on Sunday. Can they turn their fortunes around once again? They did it on the control. Can they do it here? LAG statistics on your screen. Scream a win for them. First in defensive win percentage. First in first blood percentage. It's everything that you could possibly want if you're an LAG fan as we head into map number 5. Can the road to champs continue for them? Or will the major end here and now and the season along with it?
Statistics be damned, because London Royal Ravens have already broken theirs. Can they do it again? It's already opening up. Tasty gets 2. LAG, they're bold, they're brave, they're in the P5 and they're on the respawn.
Tough situation now for the side of LAG on this attacking round. Our first blood will come through for the London Royal Ravens, but typically when they find those first bloods, they've really struggled to convert them to much, but they did find 2 first kills. It's now still a 3 versus 2 in their favor, and the gap will be closing behind them as well, as Gizmo's positioned well, so it's Nasty. 3rd kill for him, looking for the S.
Can he find it? Slasher with a player who'll give it to him as he holds this. Unfortunately, player towards the back, and Gizmo says, all right, thank you very much. Let's end this round very simply. First blood to the Ravens.
Crowd in New York getting behind the team from the other side of the Atlantic right now. They need them to find a win here. LAG, one of the teams competing for those final champ spots alongside the home team here. 1-0 now for the side of the London Royal Ravens. Game between these two the other day was very back and forth. Slasher was phenomenal throughout that series, but for me, it's been Neptune who's stepped up to the plate so many times. So much criticism headed his way over the season. Can he be the catalyst for his team to maybe find a spot in champs? This win would go somewhat of a way to helping them alongside it, but can they hold it down on the defensive side here? London Royal Ravens looking for an attack. As mentioned, Nasty finding 3 in that previous round. Can he continue the spree?
Look at the pressure coming through. Neptune trying to find that first blood. He's going to try and make a push for it. Looking for the players, but no, Zero will cut him down before he finds anything. Advantage to London.
And LAG playing to the hands there of the side of the Royal Ravens, who played very passively, expecting the aggression from Neptune. Works out in their favor, 4v3.
This is another time burn. We saw this in Bocage. They are waiting, they are figuring this out. And LAG, itchy trigger fingers. They want to find the first one. Slasher does get one onto Nasty, bringing it back to a 3 versus 3. London have burnt this time, but have found a way through on Tuscan.
30 seconds to go. That extra gear that London you need to have needs to start coming in, but Spart's holding it on his own. Huge kills from him. Third, not quite there, but he may well fall anyway in LAG. Answer back with a defensive round at the back of Spart. 2 kills from him.
I thought the important thing was going to be the flank from LAG, but it wasn't. Spart was like, you know what? I don't need my teammates. Watch this. They'll take them down before they can even do anything. And the trade from London was a little bit slow. But they didn't double chow, they didn't get out there in time, and Spart says, all right, 1 by 1, down you go.
Well, that was the problem with London being so passive. They invite the aggression from LAG, they find that aggression, they answer it with a kill. But the problem is that you have no map control. Spart could be anywhere. He's ready and waiting, finds the 2 kills. A good job, well done. 1-1 now between these two teams. Look at this aggression now coming through for the side of the London Royal Ravens. Afro, of course. Left stick forward, moving on through. Can he find anything here? But grenade comes through though, and Slasher will find Gizmo. He's not the only one to stick the grenade in there. It's a 4v3.
And all falls quiet as they try to figure this out. Now they have the advantage. They do not want to give it away. They are looking for players they know must have taken map control away from them. The comms will now be talking about what do we do next, how long do we hold for, and what is coming out of the playbook.
Big kill from Spot. Afro was considering the flank around. He holds it for so long. He's so patient. Now a 4 versus 2. 35 seconds remaining. Zero will now fall as well. It's looking like a round over towards the side of LAG. Unless Nasty can pull a rabbit out of the hat. Well, there's the first of 4 jobs done. 1 versus 3.
Looking for him. And he's going to get around the back here, but not quite in time. They've caught it out as well. Neptune did see him, and Neptune looks like he wants to find him as well. The stun comes through. Nasty's pinned in place. The flank is coming in as well, and down he falls. LAG get another round on the board. Nicely
done. Big attacking round for the team who are the first in defensive win percentage over the season. 58% of their rounds are going their way. But ultimately, that play kind of rested on Spark finding that kill on Afro. I think if Afro finds that kill on the flank there, it suddenly becomes a very different round. But Spark with important kills in rounds 1 and 2 in terms of wins from LAG. We're now 2-1 up, 4 spree for him. See if he can keep the ball rolling. On the side of Royal Ravens, Afro was the star man in map number 2 for them to find the win. He's yet to find a kill.
The initial barrage of explosives flying all over the map. One of them found Huke, so they're waiting for him, but they didn't wait long enough. They almost throw it away. Huke has to backpedal. And somehow, with everything that's happened, no kills have gone down quite yet. Afro jumps across. Huke gets away again. Neptune eventually finds on a 0. Kismet gets one back. Down to a 3 versus 3. It's erupting now. Slasher finds one more. And LAG have moved London and Royal Ravens further back.
And Ravens can't really find any purchase over towards either side. LAG are matching aggression with aggression, then holding their positions. But this might have worked out for the side of London and Royal Ravens.
It's a wolf pack. We haven't seen very many of these this event, but basic premise, stick together as a unit the entire way through as we clear it bit by bit.
Time's ticking.
They have the numbers, they will want the trades out of this.
Is he going to get out though? Is he going to get out though? Because as soon as this bomb goes down, LAG are surely going to burst into life. Are London ready?
They still have the numbers, they are very, very tight. They're looking for this one, they want the trade, that is what they're looking for. And Afro gets taken down! It's now 1 versus 3 for Nasty.
Do they know where he is?
I don't think they do, but they are gone to Overwatch. He's going to find the first one, he knows he needs to chow. He's looking for Slash. He finds it, but what about the defuse? Nasty just did not have the time and lost the gunfight anyway after he comes out of the animation. LAG 3-1 now on the S&D.
Neptune finds the gunfight. And honestly, Nasty does a really good job. I love the route that he takes. They don't find any information around the spawn of LAG, so the presumption is there on the flank. As soon as Afro falls, he calls out 3. Nasty's job is a tough one. Nearly got there, but a bit of a gap now for the side of LA Guerrillas. 3-1 to the good. Ravens need to answer with a defensive hold here.
And it looks like they're going for a bit of aggression. They're taking mid-control. They're going for a big P5 as well. The stuns have come through.
How much info off those stuns did they get? And I want to say here as well, as the control comes in for LAG here, as far as plants come on Tuscan, they are the team least likely to do it. Their percentage is the lowest in the league. They choose not to take that opportunity over towards A this time.
Keep an eye, this is going to be chaotic. You can see P5 in control of London and nothing else.
But the thing is for LAG, no information coming in from Huke yet. So they know that the flank's not coming in over towards A. They know there's potentially players over towards B. Zero must survive yet. Gets away, but are they ready for where Huke is?
Everything Zero just did there, slow down LAG. Huke finds one though on the flank. And London are going to try and react to it. They're looking for it mid-map as well. And it's hesitance from every single player here. They do not know what is happening in this round. The players have flipped sides.
Still no plan coming in for LAG here. London are struggling. The timing just not there from Zero. This time it is though. Spar will fall. 3v3. Bomb going down.
He's going to try and make a move. Does he see him? Does he see him? He does! He's going to get it as well. Down to a 2 versus 2. Bomb down. London a retake.
London need this round. 3-2 is very different to 4-1.
Slasher looking for this. Trying to figure out where on earth have London gone. LAG, 25 seconds left to find it.
It's on Afro.
They're checking every single corner, every single way. Zero gets the first one. Slasher in a 1 versus 2, but time is against him. He's going to find Zero as well. Where is that last player? Afro has to find him, has to go, has to run. Slasher's going to fire. Oh my God! The timing, the absolute timing is LAG. They hold it in the end and they get it. Slasher 1 versus 2.
The composure from Slasher to just stay alive as long as he can. Neither team can find each other. It's a game of hide and seek throughout the round. Zero did his best through radio, finds 2. It matters not for the side of Royal Ravens, 4-1 down.
That was not a typical S&D round. The players were everywhere.
Oh, he was so close. It was just on the big screen there, and of course for you guys at home to seeing him. Slasher just got round the corner. Afro didn't get any information. Slasher does not slow down. 8-2.
Oh, looking for Huke. Smell blood in the water. Nasty goes down as well. A 2 versus 4 for London. And LAG, they turn the screws. They know they are only a couple of rounds away from taking this.
Oh, the time in there from Zero. He's now going to surely get rushed. Huke will find another. It's Afro in a 1 versus 4. It's LAG. May well be going to match point, and Afro yet to find a kill. And once again, the timing just not on his side. Make it 0-6.
And the #1 seed coming into major #4 is now 1 round away from elimination. The underdogs, LAG, maybe in the lower bracket, but they are fighting for survival, and it means more. 1 more round.
The LAG support inside the venue, letting them know what they need. 1 more round to advance on in this tournament. They started down here.
It's a big push.
First blood from Slasher once again.
They find it, it's going already. Nasty finds a grenade back. LAG choose to be aggressive this time. Will it pay out for them? They want to execute, but that nade has slowed them down significantly.
A little bit of control here now as well. Afro, for all that, he didn't have a good game. In game #3, he was the one that ultimately won it for them. He needs to turn up big time for the Ravens here.
Cooking a grenade. Not going to hit anybody yet. Afro trying to stay alive and trying to get out. He has done. Still a 3 versus 3. A big flank coming in from London as well. The flanks are all in. Afro has to stay alive. He's under pressure. He's going to try and get it. Goes down. Spark finds the first. Cannot find the second. Gizmo brings it back to a 2 versus 2. Church control for LAG, but the bodies are everywhere as Zero finds 1. Huke, a 1 versus 2. Can he be the hero they're in need? He knows where Zero is going to be. Fires it, no! The Ravens survive.
They're clinging on by the skin of their teeth here, or the London Royal Ravens. Afro yet to still find a kill. 0-7. It's not looking great at this moment in time for him. If he can start waking up, then maybe London can find this comeback, but they are still so far behind. Slasher is 9-3.
Well, it's still 1 more round. It's still another opportunity. LAG will be looking to try and end this before it gets too far.
Look at this aggression coming in from London. Plenty of well control coming in. Is Neptune ready for this one?
The timing is not paid off for him. He checked, he didn't see Afro trying to get out. 15 health, 10 health. Oh, and he goes down. A 3 versus 3. It's still alive for both teams.
Afro's having a tough game here for the Ravens, and it's shown in the scoreline. Usually it's the start. The challenge from Gizmo is absurd. Another kill comes in mid-map 2. Spartan the 1 versus 3 is the life in the London Royal Ravens yet. Or can Spark pull off the 1v3?
Oh, he's already made himself known. The bomb is going to go down. Is he going to find him? No! Not a hit, not a squeal, but finds the first.
No trade as well, so this becomes a little bit more doable. A 1 versus 2. That health will regenerate. Has he got it in him?
He can get this first kill and bring it to a 1v1. The time is still enough for him to play it. He finds Zero. He's going to go for it, but no! Zero shuts him down. The glass slippers are not on yet. The Cinderella story is not happening. London get 1 more back. 3 more rounds for Ravens, 1 more for LAG. And the crowd want LAG out of this game. They do not want another potential team for New York to fight.
The tension was there, but London Royal Ravens has given this crowd and themselves something to hold on to here. 5-3, that's 2 rounds in a row. They still need 3 more.
Not a misstep by London.
Huke has to go big.
They've taken control at the moment. Huke could be the different. Slasher is here as well. The nade's coming through. Huke has just taken one in the face.
No child comes in though.
Slasher
will find another first bullet of his own. Gizmo will fall 4v3, 4v2. Slasher doesn't slow down.
Slasher's going to get it. Afro trying to get one back. This is his first kill of it. He goes out towards Huke. Huke gets it. 0 down. And LAG dumps the Ravens out of the major. The #1 seed has fallen back to back. And the Guerrillas keep hope alive here in New York. It was bitter to the very end, but they've made it one step on the journey to redemption. And it does not end for LAG.
Disaster for the #1 seed. But LAG, the journey continues. It is a humongous performance out of Slasher in that search and destroy to get the job done. It's another map #5. It's another upset here at the major. LAG take it. And Ravens, they threatened to maybe come back, but LAG's lead proved insurmountable. The first bloods, Slasher 4 of his own. A monumental, a gigantic performance from him at 11-4. A 6-3 win for the side of LAG, who continue their run. And that is not just bad news for the Ravens, but bad news for everybody else fighting for those spots to champs. There's not many of them, Bryce.
Technically, LAG still below the threshold, but one step closer. They will be sitting at 155 after that game. The current threshold is 160. Obviously, it can move depending on how the wins come through in the end, but the benefits being they are still in the race. It is not over for them. They still have the opportunity. They can still go further. For London, they'll have to be regaining, and we will see them again.
We will, but again, it's kind of the age-old story. We've talked about it with the Ravens throughout the year, or whatever iteration of a roster we have had from them. Online, they've looked really good. They haven't been able to translate it over towards Landom. It's kind of been an issue throughout. They had a good stage 1, of course, but other than that, it has been a poor performance over on the land side of things. But they've got out one more opportunity at champs. The fortunate thing for them is that they have already secured their spot, so they will have one more opportunity this season to get something done.
Worst part for this, as for the Ravens, they won a controlled and lost the series.
Oh my God, yeah, that's true. That's how they break the duck. Maybe that was what was getting them through. So Sav, I'll choke up the control. Oh
man,
heartbreaks. And again, look, sorry, I just wanted to point out there as well. Afro had an absolute barnstormer of a search and destroy on Bakaj. 1 in 8. When it comes down to it, on that final map, that is a performance that he will rue, absolutely. But overall, it has to be said, LAG, the more convincing throughout that search and destroy. Hardpoint wins S&D to finish it off. A wonderful performance from the LAG side.
Yeah, and obviously at the major, we are loving to seeing a lot of map #5s, but it comes down to just who is better on the day, over and over again. Teams stay alive, teams making their dreams come true everywhere at the moment. And for me, Tan, like, I don't know how this is going to end. We have got Sharks in the lower bracket. We have teams making runs deep. The goalposts are moving the entire way.
All the way through. Honestly, I wouldn't like to be the League Ops guys backstage trying to figure this out as the day does continue to go on. Of course, we really won't know up until the end. With New York in such a good position in that upper bracket, it really could go down to the final game. They are tipped to maybe go on a bit of a run in this major. They will have to do so, it feels, to make it the champs. The miracle run is still possible, but that gap is kind of closing. The door is very much nearly closed. They need pretty much everything to go their way.
It certainly does. Well, that's enough of us on the stage. Let's throw it down to the actual stage and find out. I think it's Blaze with Slasher.
Thank you so much, Bryce, and I agree, it is a lot of sharks here in the losers bracket, but the Guerrillas, they get it done, taking down the London Royal Ravens and Austin. Y'all backs was up against the wall in this series, but let's talk about map #1, because that's what really got this one started. You guys wasn't looking too good in those hard points, but what happened there in map #1 for y'all to come out with that victory?
I feel like we just started off hot in map 1, and when you get a lead in hardpoint in this game, it's really hard to throw it. You just got to stay ahead of the game the whole time, and I feel like they came out flat-footed as well. And honestly, like our hardpoint, I feel like has been improving, especially in stage 4. So we just were able to take both of those and extend it to a game 5.
Yeah, and you know, like you said, they end up getting their footing in this series in maps 2 and 3, right? And from that point, in map 3, it looked like you guys were kind of like down on yourselves the way that they won that in the fashion they did on that control, but you guys figured out how to get maps 4 and maps 5. You had a fantastic game number 5, man. Tell me about how you and the Guerrillas came back into this series to progress on here through this losers bracket.
I mean, it's never over until it's over, right? We might be down in the series, but until they win 3 maps, we're still playing, still going hard. And I feel like we have that fight in us, that dog in us, so no matter if we're down and not, like it looks like we're down and out, we can still fight back and win. I mean, we've done it from losers round 1 before, so we're trying to do it again.
And you've done it plenty of times for the losers bracket, as we know with you in your career. Now, you already won 1 chip this season, and you had to go up against Atlanta FaZe to get it. Up in the losers bracket, you're going up against them next. How you feeling about that matchup?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I feel like we've been playing pretty well, especially against them. They're going to be a tough opponent, but I think whoever wins between us two is going to go really far in this tournament, so that's going to be a big match.
All right, it is going to be a big match. It's been a pleasure talking to you, Austin. Give it up one more time for the Guerrillas. Belly, break it all down.
The Bay Area native popped off absolutely. Slasher absolutely destroyed it in that search and destroy. I can't talk. Search and destroy again. I'm thinking control, man. But yeah, he killed it in search and destroy. Slasher, man, you've been talking about him all year long. Nameless, he's hitting form.
Something about him towards the end of the year, man. Like you said, he's got that dog in him, man. He was popping off, picking up first bloods, but following up with the 2-piece as well. I mean, just a huge performance when you need him most in that game 5. But, you know, looking at the side of London, man, I feel like a lot of people came into this one thinking LAG were going to take this series just because of how the last few series went for them. And they have a lot of things to work on. Like, they have the auto vetoes when it comes to Berlin or Tuscan Search and Destroy. They're terrible at both of those maps. And you let a guy like Slasher just fry you when he gets to game 5. That's why London are losing these game 5s. They have to expand their map pool. He was having his way with them, man. 78% non-traded kill percentage throughout that.
Right, Ali, what are your thoughts about this series right here? As LAG moves on and they face off against the same team they beat in Major 2.
It's just like we said at the beginning of the series. Slasher in losers bracket is literally Thanos. This guy just hits a completely different level. Like in that search and destroy, it was Slasher getting every first blood and then following it up with a 2-piece. And you know, I thought it was gonna be Huke that was on Demon Time, and they were in the first map. He dropped a 1.13, but Slasher again a 1.67 to open up the series.
Wait, Neptune and Spark destroyed it as well. Yo, Merc, what are your thoughts?
I mean, this is kind of what I expected to see. I mean, a little bit different. Obviously, the control goes the way of London, which we're like, okay, maybe this is it. But the #1 hardpoint team, or one of the best hardpoint teams, they lose both in this series. And LAG, I just think they showed their individual talent. Like, they were firing on all cylinders. Neptune and Sparta, I think, really stepped up. And Neptune, man, especially in hardpoint, he is fun to watch. And I think that matchup versus Atlanta FaZe later on tonight, it's going to be a banger. It really is.
Oh, that's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait for that rematch. But also, let's take a look at the points. Even though the London Royal Ravens have been officially eliminated here in Brooklyn, New York, they clinched it. They're going to champs. We're going to see them August 4th through the 7th in LA. And Ali, look at LAG behind by only 5 points.
Only 5 points, I gotta say. Like, London didn't even have to win a series here to clinch champs. It was just off the backs of somebody else losing. But LAG, again, that's slowly closing in on that threshold, but still a lot of things need to go their way. Should we see another major 2 losers bracket run from this team? Incredibly possible, but it was on the back of their search and destroys, and they still dropped one in this series. They ended up clutching up in the game 5, but they've got to continue that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you can also join in on the action because, well, not long from now, right around the corner, we're going to be going over to California, my home state, and I can't wait. Make sure you cop your tickets and go to the Galen Center. Merc, what does champs mean to you, man?
I mean, it's the #1 event of the year, man.
There you
right?
go.
I mean, you're the world champions. You're able to win that weekend. For these guys who have been grinding all year long to qualify for top 8, you can win any of these, but if you win that one, you are cemented in history.
Yo, which one of those big, thick rings did you get, man?
I didn't get a ring, dude.
Oh, you didn't?
I won $1 million tournament. It just wasn't.
Oh, no, that's big, that's big.
You know, it's fine.
All right, but
I was too old, dude.
Right, now, ladies and gentlemen, coming up next, we're going to have a banger of a series. We're going to have Seattle Surge facing off against Boston Breach, you got that right. The SMG battle is going to be better than ever, and I can't wait. Can't wait to see Pred load into the lobby against the likes of Nero and Vivid, who's going to come out on top. We don't know, but Boston Breach, they definitely want to make sure that they capitalize and get all the points that they can. We'll catch you guys on the other side of break, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
I'm in the game like EA, been in my prime since pre-K. Shooting my shot from long range, going over here's a good two-pay. Treat every day like payday. Y'all been living so mundane. My work week is Sunday to oh wait, that's every day. Putting in overtime, punching the clock, I'ma get what's mine. While everyone's sleeping, I'm living my dreams. I got a coin that's so divine. Lord, take the wheel like 10 and 2. I'm losing energy, I'm overdue. I've been on the top ropes, hitting my pose. Watch me hit the power moves. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Been here, done that. You all know what we came for. Energy, energy, energy. I need that energy, energy. Energy, energy, energy. I need that